I don't enjoy the cold weather like I used to as a kid. We'd go out at 20 below zero, and Mom and Dad would have to holler till about 7 o'clock to get us in.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Barrett with us for Good Policies. How you doing, Mikey?
I'm good. How are you?
I was cold this morning. I had 6 below in my driveway, saw 9 below in East Haven. Had a listener say they had 10 below after they left their driveway at 1 below and they were headed in. What'd you have?
7 below.
Okay, so there's your average.
There you go.
TFC.
There was a major pause there.
Well, I was trying to get in something other than frickin'.
Yeah.
Too cold.
I finally picked up on that. I was a little slow. Hold on. Sip of coffee time, Jeff. Sip of coffee time.
All right, let me do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but, the weather this morning brings up a good conversation. And I-95 down in Virginia with all that snow that they had, did you hear about that?
Yeah.
People stranded on the highway they've been stranded on the highway since rush hour last night.
Yeah, sleeping in their cars. I saw I saw a news video of the cars lined up on the highway there. Brr.
I'll never forget a number of years ago when my niece was born, we went to Louisville, Kentucky to go visit my brother-in-law and sister-in-law to see my new baby niece. And, Vermont plates, 4-wheel drive, snow tires. I'm coming back. It's just a little tiny snowstorm in Ohio. And man, actually, I think it was still just shy of the border. So I think I was still in Kentucky. They shut it down. They will shut the interstate down. I'm like, come on, I should get a pass. I've got green plates and 4-wheel drive. Let me go. I think that ended up being a 4-hour escapade for us. But what I'm leading to this morning is you talk about this cold weather, people stuck on the interstate in Virginia. My little story of Kentucky. Be prepared.
Well, let me just tell you, yesterday on my drive home, okay, Route 114. Right. Middle of the afternoon, sunny skies, and it was still cold, like 15, 18 degrees when I left work. And the roadways were still hard-packed ice and snow because it was too cold for the salt to work. Now, we talk about insurance policies for every need.
Absolutely.
And I think this is a great time, and I'm getting your gist here, to talk about safety.
I think that's paramount.
Number one, imagine being in that condition. Now, they aren't below zero like we are.
Right.
But they've got a lot of snow and they're stuck in the roads.
Prolonged exposure to the cold, too.
Somebody didn't fill the tank up. They're going to be cold. So the first thing, it's a no-brainer, whether you're a seasoned driver or new to it, is a first aid kit and a first aid pack in the back of the car.
Absolutely. And with all the technology that's available out there now, you don't need to wait for somebody else to roll up and jump your car. Get the charger. You can do it. You can do it yourself. Just go to one of the auto stores and pick one up. But even more importantly, and I think it's pretty timely this morning, as I was leaving, I'm still of the mindset, I remember going to the academy on a day like today, and I'd have no winter coat, and I'd be wearing shoes, not boots, no hat, no gloves. I mean, yeah, that's to be a kid, right? Yay. But you knew you were only hustling between one building to another, and you were hopefully not going to be out for too much exposure. But even guilty this morning when I was leaving, I didn't grab a hat. I didn't grab gloves. My wife looked at me like, hello, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm going to be in the car. And she said, yeah, you're in the car, but what if something happens? You're on one of those hard-packed roads and you maybe go off the road and you're stuck for a little while, whether it be 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes or more. On a day like today, if you don't have the proper layers, it's going to be a problem. So, of course, I grabbed the layers. So, it's about having the appropriate essentials, and it changes seasonally. So you want to make sure if you've got a pickup truck, maybe put some sand in the back, get some kitty litter nearby. There's a lot of little safety things that you can do that seem excessive when we talk about it. And I'm of the mindset, like, don't tell me what to do. I'm fine, but you never know how much you need something until you need it.
That's right. And on the subject of sand, I just got to tell you, folks, we're not talking about the sand logs or 5-gallon buckets of sand because those become projectiles in the event of an accident. But what Mike's talking about is in case you experience slippery conditions so you can get traction in that. Simple thing like having a blanket folded up in the back seat or in the trunk. Now, water, well, you're going to want to bring that with you. You're not going to want to leave it out in the car overnight. But even get one of those little charging bricks for your cell phone.
Yeah. It's a really good idea, Jeff.
A lot of folks travel some back roads to take shortcuts to get from A to B to go to work in the morning. Yeah. I know a lot of people that will still drive over Standard Mountain, and good luck.
Yeah. But these are all things that can happen. And then break it down even further. What if you're involved in a traffic accident, single car accident out in Standard Mountain where people are not traveling regularly, so you could be stuck there for a while, or even an accident right in the village somewhere where you're going to be having to stand outside during the process, which is is going to be a cold process on a morning like today. So you want to make sure that you have some of the essentials. So, this morning, we talk all about the insurance aspect of things, but I don't know. I thought just hearing these stories about those poor folks in Virginia and recalling my Kentucky story, I'm like, safety and just having some of the key things in your vehicle is pretty important.
Now, the things that we just mentioned, okay, blankets, first aid kits, gloves, boots, extra layers and stuff, those are all common sense. But another thing that is very key, and it's communications. So in the event of inclement weather, okay, let somebody know you've left. Let them know where you're going, how you're going to get there, and notify them when you get there.
Essentially all the things your parents told you and you hated to do. But yeah, those are pretty awesome points too, Jeff. I mean, it's about making sure people understand what's going on. I mean, crazy things can happen. In a world like today, it's better to be prepared.
It usually takes Mike a half hour to get from A to B, right? Well, if at an hour and 10 minutes nobody's heard or seen from Mike, where's Mike?
Yeah.
By that time, who knows what could have happened, especially on a morning like this. You talk about an accident, even a multiple vehicle accident. Okay, let's say there was a bunch of them around. You're going to be set beside the road with a car that won't run because the engine's knocked out, the coolant's gone.
You're waiting for first responders to tow, and you're cold. Yeah.
So this is all great advice. Yeah. And, even though we didn't talk about how you can get the best out of your insurance dollars, these are the kind of things that make Barrett Insurance that local connection. It's like the simple phone calls to talk about coverage, but when you're thinking about all of these things, you got to think about things in that event.
It's all about mitigation, how you can control your exposure, how you can control your loss. It's just a good mindset to have. One that, as I mentioned, I don't even possess normally. It took my wife kicking me in the tuchus this morning to get my hat and my gloves before I rolled out. So.
That's why they say behind every good man, there's a better woman.
Oh, darn yeah.
All right. So tell folks how to get in touch with you.
Sure, you can give us a call, 748-5224. We're located on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury. Online, thebarrettagency.com. Google, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency.
Mike, thanks for coming in. Glad you're safe. We'll go down to Charles with you this morning.
Charles is at the office.
Okay.
We put him in the office because I'm on the road this morning. A little too cold to keep him in the truck.
All right. By the way, best of the new year to you.
Same to you.
Happy New Year. We'll do it again next week.
All right. Sounds great.
Good policies with Magic in the morning. Music from Jax up next.